I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
All right. Greetings. Gunners Boss. This must be rebroadcast. No Gunners Boss. This is the late broadcast Gunners Boss. Around with your Gunners Boss. Easy yourself. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Mannings Man. But well, I'm not really your host. I'm just the person who's going to be in production. We have Pioneer who is up and out early, and then we have the preacher who is going to come on. We also have CC who is supposed to be coming on, and we may have one other guest. These are the track and field gurus, and they are going to run some track and field. They are going to focus on most of the main events. Big up Fresh God back in the building. Here we have preacher jumping onto the stream. They are going to focus on the main events, and in particular they're going to talk about the results. And I'd love for them, I don't know people what you think, for them to give us their total medal count for Jamaica at the end of the World Championship. So I'm going to be in the back room putting up your comments and all of that, and I'm going to leave the two gurus to lead it out. Pioneer and Preacher, welcome people. And Preacher is well iled up and gassed up, you understand me, because he just came from Bible study. I did mine early. I know him have late Bible study, have early Bible study, so you know that a whole per scripture gets fit. Pioneer, watch out, you know you might get saved tonight.
Oh, you're saved, man. What do you, man? Resting. I've been resting.
Hallelujah.
The arms of the Almighty for a while.
All right, guys, you can take it away. I'm going to be in the background.
Wait, before you leave, Mannings, I want to say this. I want to congratulate. Oh, Mannings, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you and just concluded program. Very informative. Very educational. Your inclusion of Stan Cranky at the end of the program where he came in and I asked a couple of pertinent questions. I mean, they kind of put Chris a little bit on the spot still, but well done, my brethren. This is part of the reason why I'm very proud to be affiliated and associated with this channel. Great work. Continue the great work. You're doing a great service to the public. Interviews like this need to be in the mainstream. So it speaks volume when you, as a podcaster, can get these kind of interviews, saying and bring them to the public. Saying, hats off to you, my brethren, and as I say, keep it going and keep it growing. So.
Thank you so much, Pioneer. Thank you, man. You don't know, people like you and Preacher, you guys always challenge. That's the thing, you know, people don't realize that sometimes arguments and debates and conversation challenge you to always go a little higher. And so we're grateful for the moments of challenges. You understand me? And it's good for us to be around people who challenge the way we think and the way we view things, because that in and of itself lifts us to higher levels. I think if we keep associating with birds, we will never fly with eagles. And so, you understand me? It's a good thing to fly with elites and eagles. You understand me? So, kudos to you as well, and appreciate your work. I'm going to listen to your expert commentary because, like I said, I'm going to be in the background because I had some long programs. So I know you guys going to run the floor. Red, a man same name, man of God. Bless up, man of God. You understand me? It must be revival time tonight. Gunners bar, you better make sure, because we have all water to baptize. All right.
All right. So we could lead out. We're looking at
Preacher, you're
we're looking
muted.
at.
Oh yeah, man, me there, man. Me just want to add my voice quickly, Pioneer, to the commendations. I mean, I think I am sure sports is really setting the standard in terms of the sports podcasting in Jamaica right now. The kind of interviews, both in terms of former players of the sport of football, in terms of aficionados involved in different sporting disciplines, in terms of tonight's interview with Mr. Williams, somebody who we know is a very busy person, but who obviously has given himself to advance the national football, product. For him to be on I Am Sure Sports and facilitating this kind of discussion speaks volumes of where I Am Sure is. And Manning's man, this is a brand now. This is a brand. I know your vision is bigger than where it is now, but you and I know that we don't despise small beginnings. So you started at a particular place, but the vision is now being manifest, and I see greater things in store. But I Am Sure Sports in terms of how you can actually impact the landscape of not just discussing sports, but influencing change and development in the realm of sports in Jamaica. So take off my hats to you, to Brethren. This is phenomenal work that you're doing. Kudos to you, my brother.
Yeah, man. Blessing, preacher. Blessing. Pioneer, you back?
I actually had my kettle on the stove, Virgin, so
You can't.
about that time. So let's kick it off. It's a little bit late. I want to give thanks to everybody who is in the stream right now. Good for you to have been able to join us. We're gonna discuss a little bit of track and field for the next couple of minutes or hours. We're looking at some of the events that will be happening on the 2021 that is being held in 2022 World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. We are going to be specifically looking at the hurdles events tonight. And then we're going to be looking and taking a broader view of Jamaica's medal prospects, looking at some of the field events and see where the prospects lie for, Jamaica probably having maybe one of our better medal hauls at these championships. First event I want to look at, Preacher, is the women. So let's start with the ladies. Somebody chided me today that I was discussing events and discussing the men before the women. Person told me that my grandmother would be very, very dissatisfied. So let us start with the ladies. We're going to look at the ladies 110, the ladies 100-meter hurdles, Preacher. An event that Jamaica has a rich history in. We have had a world champion in this event. We have had medalists in this event. We have had we have recently had our first Olympic medal in this event. This event for me is going to be one of the more competitive events at this year's World Championship. I've heard some persons giving their predictions, and whilst there is a clear-cut favorite, it is my thought that there will be a little more parity, or there will be a greater sense of competition in this event than is being talked about. As it stands right now, Preach. All right, let me make you go ahead first, Preach. I want to tell me who are the possible medalists, who are the persons in the event that you're looking at, and tell me in terms of Jamaica's prospect for a medal or medals in the 100-meter hurdles for women.
As we know, the 100 meter hurdles in the case of the women, 110 for the men, has always been a difficult event to predict in terms of the winner of the event because of the fact that you have hurdles in the event and it's a sprint at the same time. We saw what happened at the World Championships with our on the male side just quickly with our Jamaican answer parchment upsetting the field, if you ask me, because
At
going
the
into
Olympics. At the Olympics.
at the Olympics, my apologies, upsetting the field. I mean, if we were picking prior to that final, most people would not picked him to necessarily win.
Grant Holloway was a clear-cut favorite in that.
Clear-cut favorite, but again, it's the hurdles, it's a sprint. Now, obviously, when we talk about the hurdles, there are some names that come quickly to mind. Kendra Harrison, the US athlete, who has the current world leading time. I think it's what 12:34. That she has laid down. She laid it down in June.
Also the world. She's also the world record holder. So
right, and she's the world record holder as well. So she should be leading the charge in terms of the United States of America and their potential to win a medal and win the gold medal. She's not. She's followed closely behind with another American, Alicia Johnson, who actually ran. I think it was 1/100 of a second behind Argentina,
12:35.
Yeah, it was a very close race. So between Kendra and Alicia Johnson, the Americans really have two class acts in the field. And then we have the Puerto Rican, Jasmine Camacho Quinn. Yeah,
Olympic champion.
Olympic champion, has the pedigree, 12:37 this season. Will be in the mix. We know that she's a big event runner. So we can expect
the preemptive favorite for a lot of persons. I've heard persons doing their predictions and saying that they expect her to win, going away. Persons have spoken about her possibly breaking the world record.
Yes. Yeah, I mean she is a class act, and it's very possible. We have seen what Quinn can do especially when she gets off to a good start. We know that the record is not impossible in terms of breaking. We have our own Jamaican, Brittany Anderson, who I think she has improved steadily, and she's now our national champion. And of course, that speaks volumes in terms of her carrying the flag for Jamaica. We know that she's going to be in the mix in terms of challenging. And then we have Megan Tapper, the little dynamo, the fighting spirit, the Olympic bronze medalist. Danielle Williams, I think, made the team as well.
Yes, she did.
And Danielle Williams has pedigree. She has been there before. Former world champion
also.
Yeah, former world champion. So it's a stacked field. There are some names that are not popular names, are household names. Toby Amusan, she's a Nigerian, who ran 12:41 earlier in the season. Yeah, so she should be, all things being equal, a part of the mix. But if you ask me for medal predictions, the Kendra Harrison, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, I'm definitely putting them in the mix in terms of getting a medal. And surprisingly, I am going to go with our home girl. I'm going to go with the Jamaican national champion, Brittany Anderson, to come in with a bronze medal. I think she has the pedigree. I think she's due. I think she's confident, and so I'm squeezing us in for a medal in the 100 meters hurdles for women.
I am in agreement with your preacher. All right, for me, Jasmine Camacho Quinn for me starts favorite. She, and like I said, Preacher, she is a big moment performer. She has not lost. She had lost one race in the last 2 seasons, 2 years. That's only lost one race. However, in her last two runs that I've seen her, she has. I don't know if it's the time of the season, but there was a race where Brittany Anderson kind of ran up on her late in the race. Brittany Anderson had some problems with the 10th hurdle and it threw her off form, and that kind of enabled Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who is a better hurdler, to get the win. I saw her in her last Diamond League race also. I think it was Amasin, the Nigerian, who was very close to her in that race. For me, she has been a little more dominant in the past. I don't know if it's the time, if it's where she was at in her season at that time where she probably was loading over again to probably get in shape for the world championships. But in her last two races, she has been less than her impressive self.
Yeah.
So for me, she starts favorite, but the form that I'm seeing Kenny Harris in, and Kenny Harris is for me is a hungry athlete. She held the world record and didn't even get a chance to go to the Olympics. When she broke the world record, she didn't go to the Olympics that year.
Right.
She hasn't won anything on a major level and is still be trying to prove her worth. So Kenny Harris will be dangerous. Like you, I'm also sticking Brittany Anderson in for a medal. Possible bronze medal. Megan Tapper is a big time performer. When we least expect, she comes up big. So I'm definitely seeing a medal for Jamaica in this. I think it will go to Brittany Anderson. I have Camacho Quinn for the win. Brittany Anderson possibly in a close second over. And I think if Brittany Anderson gets it right, we could see the Jamaican national record going on. So Camacho Quinn for the win, Brittany Anderson for silver, and Kenny Harris for the bronze for me. But I think it will be a very close race. A person's predicting Camacho Quinn in a runaway victory. Unless she goes out and breaks the world record, for me, it's going to be a close race. I still give her the nod, but in a very, as I said, in a very, 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 very close race.
Yeah, I mean, I have Kendra winning it, Camacho Quinn second, and Brittany coming in third. I mean, the first and second is up for grabs, definitely up for grabs between those two for me. But I'm giving Kendra the edge simply because of what you mentioned earlier about how hungry she is. I think Gunner's boss is making the point that this will be the first world championship for Camacho Quinn. She's a three-time NCAA champion, was born and raised in South Carolina, representing Puerto Rico, which is the home of her mother. So some good background there on Camacho Quinn. Will be a very exciting race, will be an interesting race, and one to watch in the world championship.
I must say, for me, she has superior hurdling skills. But I think the other ladies in the race have faster foot speed. I think what separates Camacho Quinn from them is her hurdling techniques. Was looking out for Danielle Williams in the season, but I was a little less than impressed with her at our trials. I was thinking that she would have been probably having a bounce back season this season, probably somewhat mirroring what we saw in 2017 to 2019, but she has regressed a little. So not looking more for much from Daniel, even though it would be good if she could surprise us. But like I said, like we are agreeing, Preach. I think the three medalists should come from Camacho Quinn, Kenny Harris, and our own Brittany Anderson. Moving right along, Preacher, to the men's 110 meter hurdles. Again, another event that Jamaica has somewhat of a rich history in. We have the reigning Olympic champion. We have Omar McLeod, who have been an Olympic champion in the past, a world
Didn't make
champion
the
in
team.
2017. Unfortunately, not making the team this time around. But tell me, what are the prospects for medals for Jamaica in this preacher? Tell me how you see the of stacking up against the competition, and tell me, you know, who are the three persons that you possibly have on the podium.
I mean, Jamaica's chances are as great as anybody else's chances to win the gold medal here. We're talking about Hansel Parchment, who is the Olympic champion, and Hansel Parchment, who looks very good going
Stick up
into
in,
this
preacher. Stick up in. I'm seeing Coach Minzy in the chat, you know. Coach Minzy, I see you saying Hansel. Coach Minzy, we are invite you. Man, send the stream to Coach Minzy. We are request Coach Minzy to come on with us here, sir. Coach Minzy, it would be good to have you here, my brethren. So, you know, big up Highgate, too.
Yeah,
Bless
man.
yourself, Highgate. Great to have you with us, my brethren.
Yeah, man.
Go
Big
ahead.
up
Sorry
Highgate.
about
Big up Highgate every time. Yeah. Hansel Parchment looks much better going into this championship than he did going into the Olympics. We knew that he was coming off injury. He had finished third in the trials in Jamaica in
Mhm.
preparation for the Olympics. Just made the team. Just did enough to make the team, I think, at the time. But then he rounded into form in the Olympics, and I think that form has carried over. He has maintained that form pretty much. He has run 13:09 to win the national trials, which is his fastest time this season. So he's doing his best in the season at the right time. Obviously, um, we we don't have Omar McLeod. I mean, we know the story around Omar. It's really been a case of Omar's Omar just losing his form and his groundedness and his focus since the national trials, the Olympic trials, coming into this season. But we also have young Broadbell, who is now going to be in my, if my memory serves well, this is his first um,
Major championships.
major championship, and
Mhm.
and we're looking forward to see how he performs there. But all eyes will definitely be for the Jamaican contingent on Answer Passmate. And when we look outside of that, we're talking about David Allen, who interestingly is also an NFL player. And you know, NFL is my sport.
Yeah, man. Never
He's
know
a
it.
he's a wide receiver with the Philadelphia Eagles. But he has been doing very well this season. 12:84 is fastest time.
Mhm.
He's going into the World Championships as one of the favorites to win. He was at the Olympics. This finished disappointingly out of the medals, I think, at the Olympics. So he has a chip on his shoulder. And then Grant Holloway is the perennial favorite when you talk about the hurdles. You know, he has been there before.
Reigning world champion.
He's the reigning world champion. Got pipped by Anza Parchment in the Olympics, ran him down, caught him. So Grant Holloway as well is one to look for. So the Americans, I think, have four athletes who should be
Ironically,
competing.
no preacher. The four Americans, because Grant Holloway has the bye because he's world champion. The four American comes in with
The
the
four
fast
fastest times.
the four fastest time in the event. Um and welcome forward, Coach Minzy. Good to have you with us, Coach. Who is that? Is that Coach Minzy coming in?
Yeah, yeah, man. Coach's
Yeah, man.
desk. Yeah.
Respect Coach Minzy. All right, Bridget. I see you're here via audio. We give thanks to your presence. Very, very knowledgeable track and field analyst people. A coach of great repute. Great to have you with us, great Coach Minzy.
Yeah, man, respect. Big up preacher. Big up
Yeah,
pioneer.
man. Big
Yeah,
up,
man.
big up.
As I was saying, preacher, the four Americans coming with faster times than Hansel. But I think Hansel, for me, Hansel is running into form right time. So
Mhm.
a very pleasing observation that I've made of Hansel is that he has worked on his style. He's not getting left in the blocks like we saw in previous seasons. It happened last season. Fortunately for him, he got it right in the Olympic finals. But this season, I'm seeing that By the second hurdle, Hansel is with the pack and he's coming through. You know, he's not coming from that far off the pace. And I think he's rounding into form. And for me, I think we're gonna see something special from Hansel at the World Championship. So I have Hansel penciled in for the gold medal. I don't know how focused Devon Allen is gonna be considering he's signed into an NFL team, possibly looking at the NFL off season. Probably be in a hurry to get the World Championships out of the way so he can join his team. I don't know how much focus you can have, you know, as a multi-sport participant. Grant Holloway, I think, will be hungry and gunning for some revenge after his disappointment at the Olympics, being the overwhelming favorite all season and then getting beaten in the final. So for me, all right, as I said, for me, I have Hansel winning the goal despite the Americans having superior time. I have Hansel winning the goal, and I'm thinking that possibly at least the Jamaican record might be under threat. The Jamaican record is what, 1290, right, coach? 1290 by Omar McLeod. I think that might be under threat. If Hansel get it right. I have Grant Holloway for the silver medal and Devon Allen for the bronze. Give me your view,
What say you, Coach Minzy?
In truth and in fact, the starting up Pioneer is because of the fact that he has trimmed down nicely. That is one of the situation that would have helped his start.
Another observation.
Of course, you know that he still maintains his top end. I think his presence will help him as well in the race. The Americans are good, but it's still an obstacle event that is very difficult to call. Also, the Americans will also be at home. They're gonna be having a chip on their shoulders. But I think Ansel would have been there, done that. He would have beaten every single person in that field except the newbies.
Yeah.
And they would have to show him respect. And even though they would have to show him respect, with the chip on their shoulder, they might not show him respect. And that's where he's gonna get a little bit, you know, stronger in his run. I mean, Ant is very experienced, and he's now becoming very, very smooth over the hurdle. Like I said, Pioneers because of him having a more leaner frame. You know what I mean? So it is helping him to sail over the hurdles. And he has gotten faster as well. So, I mean, everybody will start at zero, not minding the time that those persons would have run before. Everybody will start at zero. So it's going to be very difficult. I think the experience of Ansel will do it. Grant Holloway is very fast, but he has not been having the sort of season that.
I don't think this season has been as good for him as
Plus, for me, Devon Allen would have to run that 1284 again for me. I don't believe in it. Sad to say, but I mean, they are contenders because they're in the race. But like I said before, Ansel is the one to beat for me.
Allen has been running good for most of the season. Like you, coach. I have something I tell people that for me, not all trucks and all clocks are not created equal. I saw that 1284 and to me, for me it was a little suspect. And as you said, coach, he'll have to come to the World Championship and back up that 1284. Well, welcome CC. Welcome forward CC. The man who is making his name as the new track and field guru. Welcome forward, CC.
Yeah, my left guru to someone, man.
All right.
Yeah, I'm there, man. I'm just forwarding, so I'm just checking, so you know.
All right, great of you to check in, my brethren. We're here to discuss the prospects, medal predictions and prospects for the hurdles. We just went through the 100-meter hurdles for women, and we are here looking at the 110-meter hurdles for men. So let's give me a quick
But let me
picks
say
and
this,
predictions.
when it comes on to the men, when it comes
Start
on
to
to
the ladies.
yeah,
Start to the ladies, because as I say, I've been chided for starting with the men. Ladies first, my virgin. We're maintaining that order and that principle here.
Listen, no, I would say on the woman's side, it's what's the girl's name who run the? I think it's she didn't break. Oh, it's a different event. She broke the record. But
Jamaican.
There's that Jamaican man. I think there's a young Jamaican girl who.
All right, so we're looking at people like Brittany Anderson, who is
Brittany.
our Jamaican champion. We have Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who is the Olympic
Camacho
champion.
Quinn won the world record recently, right?
No, she didn't.
No.
She hasn't run the world record.
She ran a fast time this season, though. I'm sure of it, because I remember a time that she ran this season.
She ran a fast wind-aided time. The world lead right now is held by Kenny Harris. 12:34.
All right. I think the thing about Pioneer, when it comes on to hurdling, I think hurdling is not necessarily down to fast times in terms of who runs the fastest, because you realize that hurdling is an obstacle race.
Obstacle event, yeah, man.
It's an obstacle event. So who clears the hurdle the cleanest normally end up on top. So if you have the
you have to be fast, though. You have to be fast.
No, I'm not saying you don't have to be fast, but it's not necessarily the fastest person in the race who wins that race.
Like it's who combines
who hurdles the best.
Speed and great hurdling techniques.
No, CC, you have to combine them, man. Speed and the hurdling, because when you clear the hurdle properly and with a fine technique, you have to have speed in between, which is very important to propel you forward. So the two of them have to.
But let me ask you a question. You think Ansel Parchment is faster than the other gentleman? Although we're not in the men. All right, say Camacho Quinn then, right? Is faster than Brittany.
I was making the point. I was making the point earlier, CC, that all right. Let me just stick up in and say Teresa Campbell wants to welcome Teresa. She's saying Allen just lost his dad, so that may be a factor as to whether or not he gets a medal, or whether or not he medals. That was we're just discussing the men. I was just commenting before you came on, CC, that Camacho Quinn for me is the best hurdler. While I think people like Brittany Anderson and Kenny Harris has faster foot speed, but Camacho Quinn for me is a more smoother hurdler. However, the coach is right, CC. Yeah, it is a person who can combine great hurdling speed with great hurdling techniques. We have seen our own Omar McLeod, who was probably who has the record as being the fastest ever 110-meter hurdler, because he's the only hurdler who has run sub-10. But he has been having problems with his hurdling techniques in spite of his great speed. So it's a person who combines, is able to combine great hurdling techniques or speed with great hurdling techniques that, more than likely will come out on top in these.
And Camacho is very fast, Pioneer. Let me just add that. She's very fast. It's just that the combination that she does with the speed and the hurdling, she's a fine hurdler. So that definitely. Combination push her forward above the faster persons, because they would have to run a more controlled race.
Yeah. I just wanted to add to that there was a Jamaican hurdler that they used to call him MacGyver.
From Jamaica College. Used to attend Jamaica College.
Wignall was his name? Maurice? What is
Maurice Wignall was from Calabar, but MacGyver went to JC.
Was a hurdler, right?
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
All right. Them man, they smooth like a silk and can't win no championship, brother. You have to fast as well, CC.
Yeah, but as I said, man, it's a combination.
You don't have to be fast, I am saying you don't necessarily have to be the fastest person, foot speed wise. be the fastest
Kelly,
person.
Kelly Ludford is asking, can someone break Erie's merit record? You all think during
That
this? Oh,
record,
you okay?
that
So she's
record
asking
is
somebody can break the 1280
that,
by Erie's merit.
yeah,
At these
1280 could go at these worlds. We're talking about Allen, who has run 1284, and
Mhm.
Hansa Parchment, who is in fine form. We already know that we're going to have Grant Holloway pressing to try and recover from that defeat in the Olympics. So it will and the Oregon track as well. We have a factor that in. That is a fast track.
I wanted to ask a question about that Pioneer, and I
Mhm.
think separate and apart from the whole something the medal predictions and stuff. Why is it that the World Championship is being held in a city where you only have like 137,000, a population of 137,000, one airport to the one terminal, a airport to the one terminal? Basically, like the smallest probably place in the US, not Dallas, not
I'm gonna address that in a little. But CC. Well, Oregon is known as Tracktown in the
yeah.
US.
Well, no, but
It's weird. It's where the NCAA is it's where the US have their national trials and national championships
yeah,
every year.
but
So,
Pioneer,
but
this is
but
World
what on
Championship.
CC? I go address that later on in the broadcast because I think we have seen where several athletes have been having visa issues. Our very own Chad Wright.
Mm-hmm.
He's having issues
And
obtaining a visa to travel to the World
all
Championship.
the South African teams.
Yeah, the guy
We
named
have had a couple of
is not
Africans who have
going.
had. So we're gonna address that later on. But we're for right now. We're gonna just
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
to
yeah.
the predictions and when we recognize this post from Gunners Boss. Gunners Boss is saying Olympic champion Hansi Parton will beat the home favorites Grant Holloway and Devon Allen in the men's 110 hurdles at the World Championships 2022 in Oregon, according to his coach. All right, Gunners Boss, we are all hoping for that. As to the question about the world record for me still, I agree with your preacher. I think the competitive nature of this field could see somebody going close to the world record. For me, I give it at 15 to 20% chance of somebody getting the world record. And if it were to go, I probably would give it to either Hans Parchment or if Devon Allen can replicate that form that saw him running 1284, even though for me it's a little suspect. But if we can see him in that form, or if the race is competitive, say we have 3 or 4 men, getting to the 10th hurdle at the same time, then we possibly could see something happening. What do you think about that, Coach Minzy? Look at Coach Minzy drop out for you. Coach, CC. So continue with your prediction, CC.
Yeah, I mean, as for the girls, they want to go beat Camacho. So Camacho for the gold for me.
All right.
Kenny for the silver and the Jamaican girl for the bronze.
All right. That falls in line with a couple of our predictions. Michael Nemad is saying all Jamaican records will be broken on this track, including
Or excluding.
I think he's saying excluding Bulls record, big coaches deaths and CC. Big up coaches deaths and CC. All right, respect Michael Nemad. All right, so gentlemen, let's proceed to the longer hurdles. As we all come to a consensus that we have Hansel as the forerunner in the 110-meter hurdle. So let's look at the 400-meter hurdles. And again, we're going to start with the ladies first. For me, this will be the most predictable event at these World Championships. I think this event has the most clear-cut favorite of anybody participating, of any event that is going to be contested at these World Championships. But I'll allow you, gentlemen, to go first and give me your predictions. Coach, are you back with us yet, Coach?
Yep. All right.
Coach means it.
Mannings, remove one of them. Yeah, man. Me don't know Mannings not remove.
Well, just come through, Coach. As long as they're not being duplicated, then I mean we're seeing it. We're seeing it too. All right, good.
Yeah,
Coach,
yeah, man, right?
yeah, man, we're hearing you loud and clear, Coach. Give me your predictions for the 400-meter hurdles for women.
That one is very simple and easy. It's between the clock and Sydney. Erasing our world record again. On challenge, I think the best person who would have given her some challenge would have been Mohammed. Mohammed got hurt, but from what I'm hearing, she is back and ready. She's the reigning champion.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna defend her title, but I mean, she's gonna be losing it via world record style to Sydney. Sydney is really unstoppable. I'm looking for a really, really, really fast time, possibly a sub 51. That might be a stretch though, but it's not impossible.
Sub
Sydney.
51.
Coach, when you consider that this woman opened her season with 51-40, what was it? 51-61, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Ran 51-40 at the trials, looking easy and unchallenged. I wouldn't put it beyond the realms of possibility for us to get a sub 51.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I mean,
It can be possible, you know, but I mean, like I said before, the only person that could have stretched her would have been Mohammed. Mohammed was hurt. She didn't run at the trials. Um, it was an hamstring injury. I don't know how fit she is, but I'm hearing from the camp that she's ready. But at the same time, she has not have any competitive race prior to that time.
And
So
that's
that is
that's
going to
gonna
be
be a challenge.
a challenge. So I think it's gonna and for me, I know she's a warrior. Mohammed is a warrior. So you can't put anything really past her. She might still grab the silver medal, but there's another fine hurdler in Femke Ball who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be dangerous as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, threatening Sydney, no, but she might grab the silver based on how Mohammed comes out looking in her even her first round.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my top three: Sydney, Ball, and Mohammed. But I'm looking for a world record and a possibility of a sub 51.
Preacher, chime in
I mean,
and tell me
listen,
your view.
Sydney McLaughlin is the class of the field. We know that. But my eyes are on Femke Ball. Femke Ball ran 52:27 2 weeks ago, which I think was a national record,
Mm-hmm.
if my memory serves me well. And she's in excellent form going into the World Championships. I could see her not necessarily beating Sydney, but pushing Sydney. And because she would push Sydney, it could mean, yes, coach, Sydney could do break the world record, but I'm not seeing her the sub 51. I think she would break the world record without going sub 51 in doing so. Delia is coming off an injury, so clearly she won't be at her best. She won't be 100%. We know that she is a very good athlete. We know that she has been there before, but hamstring injuries and hurdles are not necessary. They're not necessarily a good mix because
Bad combination.
you're running at high pace and you're jumping in between. So that's going to be
Not
difficult.
jumping, hurdling.
Yeah, I mean the technique, hurdling, you're hurdling and you're running. So that's a difficult thing on any athlete who's recovering from an hamstring injury. Closer to home though, we can't forget Genevieve Russell, our own Shania Salmon. That's her name, Salmon.
Come on. Salmon,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cheyenne,
Salmon, yeah. Cheyenne Salmon.
Cheyenne Salmon. They should compete. Not seeing any of them medaling, but they could do some PBs because of the nature of the competition that they will be facing in Oregon. So all in all, I think coach had the top three. Um, there with Dahlia struggling, somebody else could sneak in and grab the bronze medal right there. So if Dahlia is unable to finish or even not make it to the final.
CC, give me a quick prediction. You're muted, CC. You're not hearing.
Yeah, separate and apart from the Dalia Mohammed scenario, where there might be a medal up for grabs. That it's two medal that has been taken off the board. So I don't think the gold and the silver medal is taken off the board at this point in time. So everyone else is fighting for the bronze.
So
And I think
who are we have for goal and
Sydney for the goal, and the same young lady. I don't even know if I can pronounce her name for the silver. Everybody else,
Femke
yeah,
Femke Ball from the Netherlands.
everybody else is a bronze for me is a toss up. So
All right.
whoever takes the bronze is the field.
You know, I want to agree with you there. And I agree with you, Coach Minton, agreeing with you, CC. Dalila Mohammed coming off injury, not having any competitive races for a while. I am very suspicious of her and how well she can do. And I heard your coach that reports from her camp is that she's ready. But there's something about the hurdles and consistent competition that you have to get to in groove. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Femke Ball. As I said, for me, Sydney McLaughlin, outer class, won't be challenged for the victory. Could be pushed to a time close to a sub 51 time, coach. I'm preacher. We thought at one time sub 46 in the men's race was an impossible task. And Carson One Home showed us last year that it can be done. And I think if anybody can do it, it's Sydney McLaughlin.
But it's about technique in a pioneer.
But she's always smooth, Bridget.
Yes, I think it's
I think the last three finals this young lady has run, she has broken a world record. She broke a world record in the US trials. She broke a world record at the Olympics. And this year again in the trials, she broke the world record. I'm putting nothing out of the realms of possibility for her. However, something more of note of interest. I think, and I'm gonna put this out. If our own Genevieve Russell can run a sub 53 time, saying if she can give us a PB at these World Championships, there's a possibility that she could snuck in for that bronze medal. Because I'm not too confident of what we could get from Dalila Mohammed. We haven't seen her athlete coming back from injury. I'm very suspicious of that. So I think if we can get a PB and a sub 53 time from Genevieve Russell, we could see her on the podium. Tell me what you think about that, Coach Minzy.
Yeah, there could be a sneak in. That's what I said before, which you agreed to, that I would want to see a Mohammed run first to know exactly where she's at. Owing to the fact that her handlers are saying that she's ready. I tend to believe them, but I still want to see. You know what I mean? Also, yes, back to Genevieve Russell. I think she can sprung an upset if Dahlia isn't 100%, then Russell is the one that could take the bronze. But a 90% Dahlia Mohammed can still go 52 low.
Yeah, man.
So it's still gonna be difficult. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about not being able to compete well the way she wants to. However, there's still muscle memory. And that muscle memory would have taken her to 52, 51 before. So she still could possibly go back there And the thing about the hurdle, it's a rhythmic event as well. Stride length and the cadence have to be intact. And the more you see Sydney runs, the more you see she get better in terms of that. The amount of steps she gives in between hurdles and all of that. So that's why I was thinking that she could go the sub 51. Because if she produce a perfect race, it can happen. But I still sticking to my top three. But yes, if anybody to break in, it would be that Jamaican Genevieve Russell. If
Thank you very
Mohammed
much.
is not 100%.
Thank you very much, coach. I highlight this comment by Brian Martin. Brian Martin says, in order for Sydney to lose, she has to fall twice.
I agree with him.
Brian.
100%.
I'm agreeing with you. I heard her coach. I heard a quote from her coach, where the coach is saying that after this season, obviously she has ambitions of winning the world championship. She's the Olympic champion. She's the world champion. She has broken the world record twice. He's thinking about moving her to the 400 meter for a new challenge, for her to possibly take on the 400 meter world record.
Bridging,
and she's that type of a super athlete for me.
Pioneer, she is that talented to do it. I see that girl run at Penn relays already, Bridging. And me I tell her, I don't know, normal split she put on, So she can even do the 100 meter hurdles,
She has run 12.7, 12.73, 12.72 for 100 meter hurdle. Very versatile.
Man, her range is very wide, man. So I think that is a challenge that the coach should take on. And it is something that I would support. I would love to see her in the 400 meter because 48, 47, it's not far from her.
I agree with your coach. Brian Mine is saying to your coach, what about Clayton? You can't count her out, She's my dark horse for third, if anything.
Yeah, she has been improving. She has been improving with each run. Every time she run this season, her last race on the circuit, she went over into the 53
she did.
time. So definitely, and she would have been here before.
And second to Bowl in that race.
Right, and she would have been here before at the World Championship, winning a medal. So it's not a strange place for her. So of course she's a warrior as well. So I wouldn't put it past her. But Genevieve is the shape that Genevieve is in now. She's a little bit ahead of Rochelle Clayton. But then again, it's execution on the final day, on the final run. So it's who execute and who want it more.
And it's also about getting into the finals. It's also about going through the rounds, making sure that you cement your place in the final.
Definitely, definitely. Clayton's experience will speak volume for her. I'm definitely seeing her in the final. We possibly could have all three Jamaicans in the finals. Don't know. Let's see what Cheyenne Salmon gives us. But I'm looking for at least two Jamaicans in that final. And who knows? They say if you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance. If you're in the finals, then again it's an obstacle event, and anything could happen. So we have a hopes for our Jamaican ladies in that event. Cheyenne Atkins is saying, I'm ready for the championship truck. I'm ready for the championship truck and fuel to start. I've been waiting. I'm ready for Friday to come. Jamaican 1, 2, 3 in the 100-meter finals. We discussed that last night, Cheyenne, and we are fully in agreement with you. We're all here, fueled and ready for Friday. Gentlemen, let's take a trot over to the men's 400-meter hurdles.
Pioneer, may I beg you for just go ahead because I have to go wrap up shortly here.
All right, yeah, man. We're moving to the 400-meter hurdle. So we'll allow you, preacher, to go first.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean, do you remember the 400-meter hurdles race at the Olympics?
We do.
4 men going under the then world record Christian Warholm cementing his place as one of the legendary athletes of our generation. He had an injury in his first race this season,
Hamstring.
and he hasn't been competing since, but by all indications, he will be at the World Championships. So we're not sure what kind of form Warholm will be in going into the World Championship. But I think much like the 400-meter woman favorite, he is a special athlete. And he can turn up, I think, on the day and really put on an excellent performance. So I'm not counting him out. But in terms of those who have been on the circuit, we know that Santos from Brazil has been right there in the mix. I think he was a medalist at the Olympics as well. He ran a time of 46.80 on the circuit, which is
That's a world leader.
a world lead at the moment. So he is definitely one who will be in the mix. And of course, the perennial challenger, Rai Benjamin, is going to be in the mix as well. He's the US champion, 47.04, a little bit outside of what you would consider.
That was a jag doing a preacher.
Yeah.
He came in the home straight in second place and jag past the Virgin with it in front time. And
yeah.
that was like a warm-up run when I saw it, you know.
That's true, to be fair. And we know that Rai Benjamin tends to finish his races stronger. So if you see him jogging in the US Championship, expect something big from him at the World Championship. There is also this other guy from the US, Trevor Bassett. Bassett was been decent. 47.
BB that at their trials and a PB at their trials to get second.
As most coaches will tell you, now is the time to be doing your personal best. So if you keep doing your personal best as you go into a championship, you should feel good about yourself. So he should be there. But then I don't want us to forget Maggie from Estonia, because he was in the Olympic finals.
Always in the mix.
Always in the mix. Always one of those athletes who will challenge. I think this one we really don't have, with Warholm not being 100%, we don't have a clear winner. But if I'm going to bet on somebody, but I'm not a betting man, I would be betting on Alison dos Santos to take the gold medal.
All right. I got to your coach. Big up Wayne West. Manners and respect, my brethren. Good to have you with us in the stream. Coach, give me your predictions. For the 400-meter men's coming to your next CC.
All right. Yeah, man. I like how Preacher put it. Certainly for me, Alison dos Santos is the man. 22 years old, world leader. Many people don't think that he's that young. It doesn't look it, but trust me, he's a classed up. And if it wasn't for the advent of a special athlete in Carson Warholm, probably Dos Santos would have been a champion already. You know what I mean? But for me, this year, he's the man to beat. Warholm is a special athlete, as we alluded to before. So you really can't rule him out. It seems to have been a leg injury, which probably tags on the side of a muscle injury.
I saw a report, coach. It was listed as a hamstring injury.
Right, but the grade of the hamstring injury was not that high in terms of the magnitude. It wasn't a grade 2 or a grade 1. Probably it was a strain, right? If that is the case, with technology, he could get ready and be back. He might not be as smooth as he would want to be because of the lack of race sharpness, but in terms of going through the rounds, he could use the rounds to get back in the groove. You know what I mean? So I think Warholm name still has to be called. Trust me.
I want to remind you of something, coach. Warholm last year, in his first run at home, came out and broke the world record. One run without running any rounds, first round last year before the Olympics. Broke the
So
world
you know
record.
what? So you know what I'm talking about then,
There you
Pioneer.
go.
Sir, you know what I'm talking about. So you can't really rule him out. Um, there is this. So it is still up in the air. But if I were to look at form, then Dos Santos would be the person to beat, right? He's a towering athlete. He can hurdle him fast. He's a good runner, basically. Roy Benjamin is a perennial man to do a medal, but to win, nah. But it's gonna be a showdown between Warholm and Dos Santos for me. Any one of them could win. But if I were to go out on the limb to select a winner, then I will go with the world leader right now. Only
Dos
reason I'm
Santos.
going with the world leader, which is
Mhm.
Dos Santos, it is because Warholm was hurt. And I don't know the degree or the extent of the injury, how deep it was, if it was a cross section or whichever part that, the whole muscle group there in the hamstring, how quick his body respond to treatment, a whole lot of things. If his body respond to treatment quickly, we're looking for something special from him. Anyways, might not be a world record run this year, but it's gonna be a fast time again.
All right. Bless up. One give thanks, preacher. Preacher had to skip out of the stream. We give thanks, my brethren. Great for you to have been able to participate. CC,
But you
give me
know
your
what?
predictions.
Yeah, what I don't understand is we just a skip over Rai Benjamin. Like
Go on.
I can understand what
Yeah,
the
man.
Santos.
I didn't skip over MCC. I just put him in the place that he's supposed to
I
be.
I can I think if Christian Varum don't is incapable of recovering in time to actually win that gold medal, may I give this American youth the gold medal. He may have Dos Santos for all his challenges. Dos Santos have not run anywhere close this young man's time as yet. And the race that he ran recently, Dos Santos is leading what 46.80 something, and
Mm-hmm.
this guy ran 47.04,
5 0.
which would have been like probably the fourth place in the final of last year. So you're knowing and the shape that he's in. I think it's him for this gold medal. And I know. I think Dos Santos is going to have to battle this guy if Christian is not 100%. That means Christian would come third, Rai would come first, and Dos Santos have him at silver.
That is your prediction, CC.
Yeah, because the guy,
All
all
right.
right, look at it like this, Pioneer. If the race
Yeah.
goes good, all right, if everything comes together for Rai, he has the potential. Remember, he has
Let me chime in, CC. As coach,
46.17.
this is where I disagree with no coach. And big up Mike and them. Mike and them say it's not Rai, Michael, it's Rai, R-A-I.
It's Rai,
Rai
man.
Benjamin has been knocking on the door. And with Warholm suspect, I think Benjamin will beat the Santos. And I agree with that. Rai Benjamin, coach, has a chip on his shoulder. I watched a couple of interviews after the Olympics last year. And there were persons, he was a part of a panel that he was basically breaking down the race, and there was a sense of disappointment that he didn't beat Carson Warholm. And I was saying to myself, this man is out of his mind. Because if a man run 45.94 over hurdles, over 400-meter hurdles, and you were thinking that somehow you gave away the race, he ran 46.70 to come second. He has a chip on his shoulder from a coach Minzy. When I saw him at the US trials, he was basically jogging, and he jogged 47.04. He jogged the first 300-meter, came off his stretch in second, and up just basically put his foot on the gas, ran past the competitor, and ran 47.04. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. I think he's gonna run very fast. And for me, I don't think the Santos has the class of Rai Benjamin. Unless Carson Warholm can turn up and give us something in the low 46 or probably go 45 again. I don't see anybody beating Rai Benjamin. I think the chip he's carrying over from his Olympic lots and the form I've seen him in, especially in that last race at the US trials, tell me that he has something saving up and he's gonna deliver in the World Championship. That's just my view.
All right, that's a good way to look at it, Pioneer. Plus, the US will be at home, so the
Yeah.
home crowd advantage running at Chucktown track Award Field, yeah. But mm,
No, knock on the Santos, I think he's a very, very special athlete, But I think Benjamin has a little bit more in terms of class to me, coach. 46-17 is nothing to scoff at. That would be the world record had it not been for the Superman Warhol. And I think, as I said, I think Benjamin has that in him again, and the fact that he is carrying this chip on his shoulder, and as I said, the home court advantage, coach. I think he expects to win this year, and I think whatever it takes for him to win, he's gonna pull it out of the bag. And I say again, unless Warhome can turn up in the kind of form, I just think the Santos is dear about, but he's not where Warhome and Benjamin is at just yet. So unless the Santos can run low 46, I can't see him beating Benjamin. Because I think Benjamin is gonna go close to I think he's gonna probably run better than the 46-17 that we saw him run last year. That is just my opinion. Just based on my observation and based on his last run at the US trials.
all right, let's see how he executes.
All right, coach. Good. All right, so gentlemen, just in the interest of time, we could look at some other events, but I'm gonna go on a broader scale and let's look at Jamaica's medal prospects for the World Championship. Coach, tell me what you see as a possible number for our medal, our possible medal count, our possible medal haul in terms of the quality of the medals and the amount of medals.
All right, let me start with the amount. Quality kind of difficult right now, but 3 in the female 100 meters, 2 in the 200. That's our 5. One in the 400. That's a 6.
Who are you giving that medal in the 400? McLeod or?
It's between McLeod and Steph.
Okay. Well,
so
not possibly two. We have a threat in what's the Dominican name?
Yeah, man, Paulina. She's my favorite. You know? But
all right,
she's
so
my favorite. But you can't write off Shani Miller.
Okay, Shani Miller. All right, cool. So you see a bronze medal for Jamaica.
Yeah, man. So that's why I'm
By the way, coach, at the beginning of the season, coach, at the beginning of the season, we heard reports that Shani won't be contesting the 400. She's going to be running the 200.
No, man. She said that in the press conference that probably this is possibly the last one she's going to be doing. So
the last 400 meters.
Yeah, so she's going to concentrate on the 200 after, especially if we go into the next Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So you have one medal in the 400 meter, possibly Steph or McLeod. So that's 6.
Yeah. So that's 6. 1 in the hurdle. That's the 100 meter hurdle. 110. 1.
And that's 7.
That's 1 again. In the 110.
One for Hanses.
So that is what 8 McGann already. Where am I now? The men. The men undecided, so I'm not check this. So,
that's 100 meters.
Yeah, man, that's undecided.
All right.
I think we can squeeze one, but me not put it in a tally right now. That is an asterisk.
So we're still at
Yeah, me still at 8. Which 4x1 women,
That's 9.
4x4 men. Sorry, women.
That's 10.
That's 10.
You think we have the depth? By the way, coach, you think we have the depth? Because I'm a little concerned about that 4x4 for women. I don't think we have the depth that we had in previous years. You know? And
Yeah,
I think there are some teams that turn up. You have teams like Poland
Poland. Yeah,
who
them normally just come for the relay.
always turn up for the 4x4. A
Mm.
couple of the other European teams too, and Great Britain. Whilst I would factor us in for a medal, I think it's a little. I don't. I'm not as confident this time around as we were in the past.
Yeah, man. Worst case scenario, bronze, but me have win at the medal for that.
All right. So
Yeah,
that's 10. Yeah.
that's 10. Which other event now? The men 4x4. Me I got asterisk that to some. Me now put the medal there. So.
Mm-hmm.
Which other event? In the field, it have got tight. Possibly the triple jump, but that still have got tight.
That's rickets.
Yeah, but me I asterisk that one there too.
All right.
I'm
Nothing for
sticking to
Taje in the long jump. Are we looking for anything?
him not so 100, but me asterisk that too. So me I stick with 10 for now. A few of my events them asterisk.
And nothing from the male shows either.
No,
Frederick.
the mix really a got tough. Some teams come out for that wicked too, you know. So
Yeah. Poland again always have a great mixed relay team, and you have some other lesser countries that
you have
put
Holland
some of
and
their best,
Germany too.
athletes,
Yeah,
knowing
man.
that they have little or no chance in the 4x4. Them put them best
But we can
athletes.
just add 3 to a coach assess still.
So yes, you have 13 cc.
I add 3 to a coach assess. Well, me probably more. We don't listen now. More
Ibra.
optimistic in terms of the 100 meter for men. We are get a medal.
What on the CC and Pioneer. You see, all me predict medal in championship. You have spills and thrills, you know.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's why I'm gonna have some with asterisk. I'm not gonna go out there and predict it and say wholesale. This is what we're gonna get. Remember, I still see that's why I asterisk the male 100. I asterisk the 4x1. I asterisk the triple jump. That's how me do it when it come on to
You're looking at the show. You're
prediction
looking
at
at almost
championship.
sure medals.
Yes, basically.
You're counting only what you consider to be sure medals. That's not a bad way to go.
Because in championship you have spills and thrills. Now remember, every championship we go, you know, we always come out with an unexpected medal too, you know.
Except for
Most times for
2010. Except for 2010.
except for 2017. So for the past few championship we've always had we sprung a
Surprise
surprise.
medal.
Yeah.
Sure. Tajay Gill was probably that surprise for us last World Championships.
Yes.
And we have had some in the past. I tend to agree with your medal count, you know. CC, what you say? You get 13 CC. Give me your additional 3.
All right. Separate
The
other
ones that
part.
what you think you're sure about. You said the men's 100 meter.
Me sure we get a medal in the men's 100 meter. Because there's a lot of persons who will be coming into the race sure of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But I mean, as I think even when something they say, I think I heard it. Somebody said someone want to claim what they said, but I think with oblique civil, in terms of coming into the event, not necessarily being labeled as a target man. A man with a target.
Sean Grant has been saying that. He said that here last night, and I heard him saying
but
it.
I think he might, yeah. So me have it say, he will medal. In the 200 meter, this is going to come as a shocker to everyone. I don't have one medal in the 100, but I have one a medal in the 200. And the man never win one medal in the 4x1. So that are my 3 medal where I don't think anybody will see it outright coming.
See, who you wanna go beat in the 200?
Who you want is going to beat in the 200?
Yes.
Ask him.
I don't say he's going to win,
You say he's gonna get a medal.
He's going
So
to finish
who?
behind Lyles and Nathan. So everybody else might be.
So you want to Andre DeGrasse?
And
Eh?
for me, to Jareem Richards from
Jerry
Trinidad.
Richards from
Them are going in
Trinidad.
a race, then I go finish one place.
Miguel Francis.
All right, let me ask you a
Um,
question, Pioneer. Did you see this 9.85 from Yuan Blake
no.
at the trials?
CC, that is a different spectrum
No,
there.
I understand it's a different
Hold
thing,
on,
but
hold on. Johan Blake this season is better at the 100 than the 200. Johan, I don't believe he is in the type of shape that he can double and medal. He has a better chance of medaling in the 100 than the 200 meters.
I agree with you, coach.
So I not agree with the argument that CC.
You see with the 200 cc, you have to combine speed and speed endurance. And I not think Blake is that strong for have the kind of speed endurance to hold out in the 200 meters. I think he has worked his way back in the farm and he's faster than we have seen him. Somebody saying that Andre DeGrasse is out.
That is not true.
No,
Andre DeGrasse is back.
No, unless that is something that came out. Unless that is something that came out today.
Yeah, unless it's no, not even today, tonight.
Well. But CC, I am disagreeing with you, CC, about the 200 also.
Which is fine.
It would be great, you know. It would be great if he were to pull off some. But I just think the quality and the depth of that field is gonna be a little too much for Blake. Times I've seen him in the 200 meter, even at our trials. What was the name of that gentleman, the US athlete, the US convert? What remind me of the name, coach? Hudson, yeah. Hudson came off the curve in front, and you could see him struggling, trying to catch Hudson, and then in the end he was basically diving for the line. So I don't know. I can't see that medal. I could agree with you, CC, that if we get the button changes right, I think we have a chance. The US are the clear-cut favorites, but I think in the 4x1 for men, considering that the Italians are going to be hampered by the fitness of the Olympic champion. I'm not seeing much from the rest of the Italian team. Britain, I'm not seeing anything impressive from any British athlete this year. So I think we have a chance to medal in the men's 4x1. I think we could win possibly a silver or a bronze medal. When you consider the form of Blake, the two Blakes plus Civil, and we have people like Bailey Cole and Conrad Jones running 10 flat. So I think we have a chance to if we can get the button changes right, I think we can win a possible medal in the 4x1. But I disagree with the CC about the 200 meters. Which was the other medal that you said, CC, that you
You see, but you know, Flavor Max TV, listen, at the end of the day, bro, it's a prediction. It's my prediction. So if you want to say I got throw out all of my other prediction, everything is fine. But
love answer person when you know fi answer, man. The man ask you a question and you got answer coming.
That takes on the stream. All right, the mixed relays coach. But and we keep on making this mistake. And I've complained about it in the past. The mixed relays coach is also a medal. I don't know why we have this tendency to not see the mixed relays as a possible medal. I want us to run our best athletes in the mixed relays. I don't think this habit we have of putting second grade athletes in the mixed relays, thinking that there's somehow like the quality of the medal is somehow.
The format to Pioneer.
Come again, I didn't hear that.
Maybe it's the format too, because for me, some persons don't believe this, but me not understand how they want to fight. If you don't believe this, that means you don't believe in biology. Biology is a foolish subject and everything.
No, but why you say that? Explain that.
Let me say this. If it is me, I'm here to set up the race, I will have the two men running the second to last leg and the last leg.
I think sometimes the gap, you see, sometimes the gap
Now, I
that
understand how the gap and stuff can run, but I
yeah.
not having a woman running the last leg, the final leg, but not having a woman running the leg because not
All
the
right.
other
What
people.
all right. There's a format that has been adopted by most countries. It's what? Man, woman. That's a format, right, coach?
Yeah.
But
Most countries.
me see countries have woman run against man on the last lap.
Yeah, but that always seems to not favor those countries. I think all right, there's a little sense of I want to say when we use the word intimidation or me stick to the word intimidation. Whenever a team builds up too large a gap on you, I think it kind of demoralize. That's the word, master. I think it kind of demoralize some of the athletes to be going after this big lead. So for me, I think the format as it stands now has been, I think it's kind of tested and proven, even though the event is a pretty new event, until somebody else comes up with a format that seems to work more effectively. I think so I'm gonna stick to that format. But back to the point I'm gonna make, CC. I think so, I wouldn't have a problem with a Candice McLeod and a Stephanie and McPherson running on our mixed relay team. Because I
But
think
then
so that it normally comes early in the championships. I think if I can get a gold medal in the mixed relays, Bridget, and I have that in my bag, then I'm good. That's a gold medal. You're coming home with a gold medal. So I would want to see us running some of our stronger athletes in the mixed relays. What? Give me your views on that.
Are you bring them back to run the 4x4?
Why not?
no, sir. I think you should give
And they are
the
going to
opportunity
run
to
the
run.
individual and they are going to run their
All right.
individual event. I think it's gonna be too much under their legs.
All right. Let me give you something now, coach. For example, our men. I give our men very little or no chance in the 400. So run our best two men in the mixed relays. This thing where we are save the men for the 4x4 and not one. We are use the second tier male athletes, 400-meter runners, to run the mixed relays, and then I save the better ones for the 4x4. I think we should have go after the first medal that first possible medal that we can get. So as I was saying now, coach, before while you were out, I think especially on the male side, considering that our chances are small to none in the men's flat foot, run our best two men in the mixed relays. Let them go run their individual events and then come back for the 4x4 again. I can't agree with giving up the best quality medal we can get in the mixed relays.
All right, look here. Look, I understand the point you're making, Pioneer, but look here. 2 rounds on one day. You might get time for rest. Then you have at least 3 rounds in the 400. A man might go 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 4 already,
Mm-hmm.
And then they really another 4, 2 rounds, not a 6.
You mean the 4x4?
A 4x4. So it and if you are talking about preservation of athlete, you would want to have 2 male athletes running so many events in that period of time. It can be done, but me there Charles and see the man them run 1 round of the 400 and man kin over.
All right,
The
coach.
400 is very competitive.
Sure. The question may ask you though, coach. Do you give us any shot or chance at all in the male 4x4?
In the male 4x4, it
Yeah.
got tough.
So may I say that considered, coach. Why not go for broke in the mixed relays?
I may understand your point, but I wouldn't do it for the females because we have chance.
All right.
You understand? So we have to give up 1 in terms because remember 2 are the best. You are set for the female and 2 are the best for the male.
Something all right, well, we can agree with you on the female side. So let's see if Stephanie and McLeod. But another thing to coach, I would I don't know how registering the teams. How is it registering the teams? But I would include Steph and McLeod on the team on the register sheet. And if I think we can win a gold medal in that mixed relay, I'm putting one of them in there and going for that early goal.
True, because the thing about relay, Pioneer, if first four of them using a heat, then we can change it. All of them,
For the
during
final,
the final, yeah.
That adjustment was made, yeah, man.
So they can do that, and it would be a one run depending on the schedule. And the technical leader would have to really pencil that out, and depending on the mood of the athlete, to plus what them coach are gonna say.
Yeah,
You
well,
understand? So a whole of variables are gonna come into
we have to
play.
take the camps into consideration.
Yeah.
In terms of like the sponsors, the sponsorship and them things, then I guess quality and medals does
And
quality,
when
well,
a man make a final, say a
yeah,
more
in terms of his
more
sponsor,
bonuses for him. You know what I mean? So,
from his sponsor. Yeah, you have a
but
point.
again, if they win a gold medal is a gold medal, whether they really or not. Yeah. So from that perspective, I understand your point, but me not think them are gonna do it, which is just basically a gamble you have to go make.
Michael Nemad is saying that Michael Cherry and Felix did the mix on the flat four, and that was at the Olympics, the last Olympics. So CC, you have 13 medals, coach have 10. I am going somewhere in between that. I'm going 12, 11 or 12. I think Shanika Ricketts in the triple jump would give us possibly a medal.
You know why me asterisk at Shanika? Remember she coming off an injury and she knows so
Yeah, I know that.
100.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's why I'm asterisk her.
Not looking for anything else from anybody else. Natalia Gold seem to have not been having the best season. I think the competition there is a little too strong for her this season. I think she looked at her best last year. I think Mo is unbeatable for me in the 800.
And Keely Hodgkins is another one there.
The Americans and the Great Britain athletes.
Yeah, man, them are gonna battle it out.
Yeah, that it's a showdown. But I think Mo is a cut above the rest, and I can't say goal is slipping in there for anything. And outside of those, for me, the men's 4x4 have no chance. Nobody no broke. Well, one man broke 45 since here. I was expecting Christopher Taylor to be a little further along than we have seen him. I don't know. Coach, give me your opinion. I think it's time for Chris switch to the 200 and try him hands at that.
Before me answer that question,
considering that we have over the last couple of meets, we have been since Bolt left the scene, we have been kind of poor on the male 200 meter side. Do you think it could be possible for time for Chris come down to 200 and just put him all I'm eggs in that basket?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna answer the question, but before I answer it, you made mention of the men who doing 44 and that. You see some people still pioneer.
Yeah.
Most athletes when they do relays is a different
Put a button on
animal.
them.
Yeah, man, it's a different animal. So the 45 when you see them do, the man can split 43 same way or 44 low, which can keep if everybody split 44, it's still in our money, even at 145. So
Agreed.
it can happen. But the Christopher Taylor thing, I mean, from what I know, his coach believes that he's a top quarter miler. That is to begin with. For him to go into sprinting, he can do the 100 meters. Because he ran in early in the season 10.17.
I remember that.
Without going through necessarily the technical phases of the race.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And him run 10.1. So if him probably tighten up some things, him can do certain things. But I don't know, Probably give him next year and see if him can go try out the two. But him coach really believe him a top quarter miler, and once the coach believe it, the athlete have a belief too as well. More and more, I think he wants to try the shorter event, but that's something where him and him coach have to discuss.
But I want to ask a question, coach. Has his coach ever coached a champion quarter miler?
I think
Tumble with him, the right coach.
Yeah. But I think Raider, I'm not certain, but the lot.
The thing about
I'm
it
not
is,
certain. I'm not certain.
if he never conditioned, you see, sometimes it's good for try something, because, for example, you might, as the athlete saying, and if the coach is saying it too, I guess that's where the conundrum is. But you as the athlete might say, oh, 400 more, that's my event. But then if the coach is saying 400 as well, then you might end up being battling in it. But then say you change camp and go to a different coach, and the coach will say, oh, you're good at the 400, but at this point in time, I think it's better you move down to the 200. I end up becoming a star at the 200.
But case in point, Stephen Francis said it. Sherika was doing the quarter mile, and she was steady. No significant improvement. And based on what she was doing over 200 meters and the 100 meter, the sprint events in training, Paul basically engaged Stephen and said, say, I think the best thing is to bring her shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you have a group of work with it, that cause one coach can't say everything, So some technical things where other coach can see next one see and all of them things. So I mean, it let us see what they'll do next season. But it is worth the try for me.
And for me, coach, as I'm saying, for me it is necessary. It further becomes necessary because of our lack of quality. The 200 since both. I think Rashid Dwyer them give it the best for them have. I have hope for Hakeem Bloomfield. I think he'll be running that this year, but I don't know. I'm just not give away. But I have seen Chris as a sprinter for a while. The fact that he can run 10-1 in 100 without much 100-meter training, and still has the speed endurance of a quarter mile. That we think the perfect race, perfect race for him is the 200 meter. So I'd like to see him concentrating on that. I think him can be a better 200-meter runner than he is a quarter mile. That's just my view. Michael Nemard said Jamaica will set a record of 16 medals, 13 for the women and 3 for the men. That would be a great thing, Michael Nemard, but for me, that's a little ambitious. It could happen, but for me, it's a little ambitious. Obviously, I stick to my number of 11 or 12.
But Pioneer, something that stay in a school too long for me still, but I guess it is what it is. Chris Stafford.
Chris Taylor?
Yeah, man, him stay too long, man.
You mean at Calabar?
Yeah, him stay too long. You win champs if you win, look into it, Pioneer. Let me tell you this. As an athlete, you win champs 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. What is there for you to be going after?
So you say,
and what is there for you to go after as a elite athlete?
No, I think it would have been better.
Listen. See. If you are gonna be an analyst, you have to speak like an analyst, not a fan.
No, it's not a fan enough, coach.
You can't just hold on. See, there are many dynamics to just go into pro in a bedroom. Now, because you're a child star that is saying that you're going to be a world beater professionally, Listen, you used to train with Pioneer for 5 years or 7 years. You decide to go over to Manningsman go train professionally. Do you believe that what you used to do with Pioneer or the same training you're going to do? You're going to get things different. Hold on now. Let me show you the dynamics. So guess what gonna happen to your body? Your body are gonna break down, CC. Your body have to go adapt. Your central nervous system and every muscle in your body have to readapt to management training. Because the senior level, you put on more load. You understand? So it's not just easy if you say, all right, Tina clean. That's why Stephen Francis said, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
It's not easy for you to just see Tina run 10-9 and automatically next year she's going to make world championship team. It would be good if that happens. It always going in the back of the mind, but you still have to be patient. You know, the transition is not always easy, CC. You're going to talk about what you won at Calabar, what was there to win. But even if him go into the professional world or anyone to the matter of fact, look at O'Hara. He win everything at champs. He go in a professional world. Where is he
the wrong mindset. Or the wrong mindset.
But me I tell you what can happen when the youngsters then get money.
CC.
Coach.
I think that transition doing a CC. If to be fair, no.
Pioneer.
To be fair, hold on, CC. Stick up in. Give me a second. Even Bolt, remind us, CC, even people like Bolt and Blake who are super athletes, you know, struggle with that transition from junior to senior level. And it took a little time for them. Because you mentioned Chris Taylor staying too long in high school. Well, most athletes in the traditional way how we used to do it would have left high school and gone into college and spent 2 or 3 or sometime in some cases 4 years in a college. So there is still that little transitional period that the college system offers between the junior ranks and the senior ranks.
Right. And some of them break out them last year or them third year.
Definitely.
So you know, happen right away. It take a while for your body.
Look, all right. Let me give you an example. CC. Look on a Kevona Davis. Great in high school. Some people are saying, boy, she's ready for the pros. She go college. She has improved marginally, but still not being able to break into the realms at the senior round.
And Pioneer, just to add to that, the same fans them where I say she did for go pro, and them a beat her say.
Right,
she mash up, she done, and all of them
there
something. You see me I say,
so
and when she came back this season and run well, everybody jump back on the wagon.
I just don't believe Pioneer. A man fairway khaki shot over 8 years in our school for win champs.
All right, CC, I have a question for CC.
That's my opinion.
So CC, your opinion. The Clarendon College team that win the Costa Cup, why they not leave school?
At watch Mannings are two different. Yeah, all right. Listen, man. You're talking two different things.
Yeah, we know they're two different sport.
No,
the principle apply.
I'm saying the premise on which it is. Let's say this.
Nuclear daily. Lamar Walker should have gone to Brazil. He stayed back to play football at Clarendon College and missed that opportunity. Never got.
No, that's not the reason why Lamar Walker couldn't go to Brazil. Lamar Walker signed a professional contract.
Lamar Walker came back, left out of professional football to come and play for Clarendon. Issa and all of them had to, I think, some blocking thing why he couldn't play.
Yeah, because he couldn't. All right, he couldn't. The reason him not go up something the Brazil man's money because he have a professional contract, and the club wanted to sign
the point I'm making, the point I'm making is that your school do the same thing. Keep back the athlete instead of allowing them.
Thank you very much, Mannings. Thank you very much.
But I'm saying,
that's
another twist to it, though. That's another twist to it, man.
Well, on the Pioneers,
I think. Go ahead.
Most of the athletes, check the stats, CC. Check the stats. Most of the athletes who leave school early and give up their last year of eligibility, where are they now? The only individual who gave up his eligibility was Johan Blake, and he went on to win a world title.
And he had to suffer through a few years, you know.
Well, I said the only athlete, but anyway, because you have other athletes. I am saying to you this, man.
Who do that? So tell me them.
At which age?
Not age. Gave up the last year a chance to go pro.
At which age Bolt went pro? I'm sure before him finish out him eligibility at champs. I'm sure of that.
So what happened to Bolt? Bolt went to the high performance center and I think leave go Glenville. How many years before Bolt start win title, brother?
You know, all right. How old is Christopher Taylor?
How old is he?
21 now.
21. Same age. I mean,
when Bolt won his gold medal, how old was Bolt?
21.
21,
So,
yeah.
so I'm saying, so you're saying that Bolt had to struggle over a period of time.
Yeah.
Yes, Bolt had to struggle over a period of time, which
Yeah.
without taking away from him. Christopher Taylor is struggling over a period of time, but Christopher Taylor might end up struggling up to 25
But that's
when
two
he could have
different
struggled
talent
up to
levels,
21.
though,
But in fairness to Chris Taylor, no, he has improved, CC. One
Of
was in the
course,
Olympic final last year.
Exactly, and the man run a PB at Olympic
And a
final.
PB in the Olympic final last year. So yeah.
And
What
pulled
is
up.
he?
And pulled up in the semi.
So
No man, he never pull up, man.
No,
Actually,
man, he got the final, man. And come
went to the
sixth.
final around 6. He ran
Yeah.
6 in
I'm
a
saying,
And
I'm
run a
saying
personal
Pioneer.
best.
You see the year,
CC,
let me tell
what's
you
the
though,
point?
what I'm trying to say is the year that the year that Calabar never had never had a chance at winning champs, and no say, oh, Casey stood the better chance of winning champs. He should have left high school that time.
Why?
Listen, hold on,
The next year of school.
Mannings and Pioneer. Hold on.
But
Let me
I'm
tell
saying to you
CC.
that,
CC,
in
hold on,
my
CC.
opinion, he's only staying there for win champs.
And that's your opinion, but CC, sometimes your opinion not necessarily right, brother. Just listen.
No, a man, he will not come out and admit it, coach. A man might not come out and admit certain things. No.
Listen to Coach. You want to listen to Coach Minzy because Coach Minzy know Chris Taylor.
What I'm saying is that it could be a situation where if he had left high school, he probably would have been at a particular club that is high school control. You see the situation, and probably there wouldn't have been any improvement as well.
Okay, just look on the race as coach and you see a whole for them. Jazeel Murphy.
Thank you. Plus,
you can't go down the whole.
He was in a desperate situation, and he called for a desperate measure, and he went away. And basically, that kind of grabbed back his career. So I put it to you, CC, if he had left high school, he would have been in a particular club. Not this no club, but he would have been in a particular club that possibly wouldn't have improved him.
But I'll give you this now. Watch the CC. One athlete who was running faster times than Chris Taylor in the 100 left, and look what happened to him. His name is Tyrese Wilson. He left early. And what happened to him?
I mean,
and that may I tell the CC.
Same team, remember, they were in the same. They were coming through the ranks together, He left early. And look what happened to him. So one left early, don't go nowhere. Or one left late and still struggling. So what is it? That means there's really no point.
I mean, listen, you gotta have persons, you gotta have that all the time and stuff. I'm just from the outside looking in, I just never thought it I didn't thought it made sense, in my opinion, from the outside looking in. If there are other factors which stopped him from doing that, then fine, because there might be other factors. But I'm just saying to you that if I'm even in a school that wins Money Cup 5 years straight, I'm not trying to win Money Cup again. I try to leave.
That way you
understand the point here. Try for me.
Pioneer. He might go talk because of hindsight. Not for the youth them. They coach and talk to them and say, listen, we're gonna win the title next year. And because they have been with the coaches them for years, they might go trust the coaches stay back. So you have to see many of those athletes do out them
let me tell you what I say, coach. Sometimes, because me in a school, let me see it happen. Athletes will stay back, say, oh, them want, even if, for example, you make a semi-final 1 year and you stay back, say you want to reach the final, and then you stay back another year, and at some point in time, and then me see it where it's not even beneficial to them, meaning that they're staying back in the school, they're not benefiting from the educational side of the school, and they're just in the school to try and win this trophy. So to me, it's like, why are you staying here?
CC, Brenna, listen.
All right, CC, you see because CC
and not school.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying to you that you're attending school, but I'm saying to you on the other side of it, if the sports doesn't work out. I'm not talking this person, but I'm saying persons that I've been to school with. The
All
sports
right,
doesn't work out.
CC. You see the ratio? The fact of the matter is that more students who did not use their eligibility are struggling more than the ones that use their eligibility. That is
Well,
a fact. So I rest my case on that one. And you can check it if you don't believe me.
See, me understand what the point you are trying to make, but there's also something that says there's no guarantee of success when you leave high school to the pros. I say you just need to look around the racers. Because a lot of who were on there we thought would have been stars by now. You mentioned Michael O'Hara just not too long ago. We are looking at people like Jazil Murphy, who we thought would have been. Jazil Murphy still has struggled to try to make a championship team.
Batman.
See,
Ramon McKenzie.
we can't go through the list long, man. It's a long list.
That's
So
why
there's
I
no
tell him
guarantee.
to long, man.
There's no guarantee. So and then if you understand that a lot of these youths in school, do them get them perks too, them get them perks from being in high schools, especially from these schools who have active and vibrant old boys associations. So they derive some kind of benefit from that to CC. So yeah, for kind of there's a balancing act. See, I'm gonna think that there is a mathematical formula as to say, listen, when you have success in a first year class 1, you need to opt out of the system, or when you have success in your second year of class 1, you definitely need to not do a third year in class 1. So when I think each situation you can take on its merit. The Clayton twins have chosen to go pro early in them career. Them know the dynamics of their situation and them work with it accordingly. See, for me, every situation is individual and every situation has to be dealt with on its own. That's how I view
Well
this.
said. Well said, Pioneer. Well said.
Yeah, man. Gentlemen, one is I make you do the wrapping up tonight, and is me see
They never want to touch upon the point that I was something
Touch CC.
No, the point.
Coach means
Man, it's 13 minutes. 13 minutes now, killer.
At 2 o'clock, Coach means the pan right here now, brother.
hold on. Me hear the point them make, man. What's the point you're making?
No, I'm saying to you. I was saying, I'm gonna say it earlier, and Coach say you almost got in bed. But me I say, Coach, just look at it like this. A city where all X amount of persons. That's why I'm telling you, to me, the only thing you can come down to is money, and certain other influences.
No, sir. The World Championships is a Nike event, and the stadium in Oregon is owned by Nike.
Yeah, man. I understand that.
That is it.
That part of the politics you can't ignore.
That is it, CC. There's no
going around. My man is man. All right, so you put it like that. So that's why I say when me now CC say Jamaica can host a World Championship, people will stop jump up on top, but they might ridicule that point.
Where are going to host it?
CC, may I say again, guy?
Let me show you.
No, me ask you. No, CC.
Where are Adidas bought the stadium. We couldn't host it.
If.
Yeah, no, but I ask you, why is it that we could not host it, man?
The stadium are leak, CC.
And in terms of
Coach, let me tell you, man.
There's a lot of infrastructural things that would have to go put in place.
Pioneer, let me tell CC this. The stadium are concrete, CC, and when it rain, it leak from the roof on the concrete. You want more proof than that, brother?
A long time in no go stadium.
You know, go grandstand with a bleach.
The other day at the trials, I was in the grandstand.
You ever go on the truck at CC? The truck needs to change and fix, brother.
It's cheaper in
what I'm saying to you is that what you see on TV is not the reality.
Last year, truck fixed still or not.
But coach means all right. You remember we're talking about even a little drainage and all of those things. It need to fix.
Yeah, man. Some infrastructure. We definitely need some infrastructural upgrade in order for Yeah, and then the logistics of it to CC.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
road
lot more that.
network. And CC, your
Yeah, man,
logistics.
there's a
Which
whole heap of
logistics?
logistical
Hold
things
on,
we would
hold
have
on.
to clear.
Logistics, the man them have one small airport. One little
CC.
thing like a fall club,
C-
one
you,
terminal
you know
that
what I'm saying to
Oregon.
you though, CC, but you realize, CC,
Them
you
not
are
have
going
no
to
greater
hold on,
logistics.
CC. You are complaining about Oregon that have more people than Kingston, bigger than Kingston. You are complaining, but still yet you want to come keep a Kingston.
Mannings, man. Me
No,
say,
no,
I
no.
say, me a
You just
complain
a
about.
complain that it should not have been kept in Oregon because the city is small, the stadium is all of
But
this,
I'm
the
comparing
airport is small. You
Oregon
want
to
to keep at the national stadium.
When I say Jamaica, you know, Mannings, you can fly in a Mobile or you can fly in a Kingston.
Listen, you can fly in a Maine.
CC, we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there one day. Jamaica is
So why
being
the
viewed.
people them still stuck in a airport, Mannings?
Why people still stuck?
Half of people
but
them
that's
stuck
the
in a
same thing
airport.
that the same thing would happen at Norman Manley.
It's a worldwide thing, CC. It's
So
not only in
listen,
Jamaica,
my
it's in the
airport
US.
in Jamaica, yeah, is much more smooth than I know enough airport. You come
CC,
to
first,
Norman, it's faster than some place where you go in the world.
CC, Jamaica has been on a upward trajectory in terms of infrastructural development. We'll get there soon, CC, but we're not there yet. That's what I'm tell you. We'll get there soon, but I don't think we are there yet. We have been, in terms of the road networks and all of these things, and we were here about a possible upgrade for the stadium and everything there.
CC.
I think when we get there, and as I said, we have airport expansions are going all over Jamaica. Songsters that get expanded. We hear about a project for Norman Mandel. We have some of the smaller airports across the island get developed and them things. So we'll get there one day, CC. But as I said, for me right now, we're not there yet.
CC,
But
you know much cars were broken into the last Reggae Boy match? 72 cars in the parking lot.
Yeah, them things.
One of them windows them lick out. Every single one lick out clean.
See, as I'm telling you, so the logistics are certain things, CC. Remember, you talk about a different dynamic when it comes to Jamaica in terms of security and travel and them things. So
I just say, you kind of look away for keep.
We'll get there. We'll get there one of the day, my brother.
Yeah, as I said,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We sports take time, and we are a small sporting powerhouse. When I say that, with like all the reggae girls now, that brings some heightened attention to a thing. So we soon get there, bro. We'll get there soon, CC. Me have a concern though with the visa situation, as I stated earlier. I
think the visa situation has to do with unvaccinated people still. That am my thought.
I'm not sure about that.
If you're not fully vaccinated,
they should
you
stay
can't travel.
No matter who you are, if you're not fully vaccinated and you don't have a green card, you can't go into the United States.
Yeah, because remember that they removed the whole testing thing.
So yeah, because they don't have the testing thing anymore. So to travel, you have to have a green card, or you are.
That is my problem with that now. So see, even though I understand that these decisions would have been taken before COVID, for example, the venue for the World Championships, but I think this is where now the world athletics, if you apply some diplomacy in terms of saying to the US, listen, man, this is a special event.
No, Pioneer.
No, could have got to the pearly gates.
Earlier this year, it was stated that if you're not vaccinated, you can't enter US. So if that is the issue, then they don't care who the guy. They're not letting nobody in them place.
Right, so it's another Djokovic Australian open situation.
No man. The man them didn't know from before.
All right, I'm telling you, notice the man is serious, no manage.
No, see, what I'm saying, you see, if this was, like Coach just said it, if it sprung up like a surprise, I would have an issue. This was known from before you even participate in the trial. For you to go there and participate, if you don't have a green card, you must be vaccinated. So make up your mind.
As I said, man, so me kind of view that little difference. As I think that, as I said, for me, a sporting body, saying And maybe COVID will show with something now. So them need to start implementing these clauses into these contracts. So when a city or a country a bid for the right to host a tournament, a major world tournament, them need to start putting these clauses on. So listen, you guys as a part of the contract or as a part of you're agreeing to host this, you have to put some things in the way you prepare for waive certain conditions to facilitate the participation, a broad participation from every country. So if there is something
but
is
hold on the Pioneer,
We're
stop.
Pioneer.
I don't
why
want to
not?
stop you, but I have to stop you. They might have waived certain things, but when it come on to if that is the case, according to what Mannings is saying, if it is the alleged COVID situation
Yeah.
or unvaccinated situation, I believe that they would have waived other things, look past certain
Yeah,
things. But this
mask,
is one of the things
mask,
that they
social
no
distancing in the
testing,
villages,
no
testing,
testing.
all of those things.
But
Yeah,
when I
so
say
they would have
man,
waived
it's
some
not
All right.
like
things.
it's not like man,
Let
it's
me ask
not
you this. Let me ask you
yeah.
this, Pioneer. Should
Oh,
Qatar,
Talu is out.
eh?
Maria Jose Talu look like she have the same issue.
A lot of
No
them,
man,
man. Lot
that
of
is
them
not
unvaccinated. It's a
that is not
vaccine.
true. Talu good man.
Oh,
All
she
right.
went.
Let me
Talu
say this,
was
Pioneer.
just speaking up for the other athletes.
Right. Because I think it's a vaccination issue, not a visa issue. It's more like unvaccinated.
Man,
Let me say this to both of you. Let me ask you this question. If should Qatar, because Qatar have some more stricter rules in them kingdom for the World Cup. If you go party and them catch you with all woman and then thing they jail you're gone.
Morality
should they
different.
those for the World Cup?
I like moral lines and religious lines different, man. I'm talking about, for example, let me tell you what we are not in the height of the COVID crisis. We are at the back end of the COVID crisis. There are states in America and there are cities in America where all of these mandates that they might try to impose on people have been lifted or lessened or you understand me? I say. So I say, why now you're trying to host a major event and you're gonna use these strict measures exclude people from participating?
Because they knew before.
Yeah,
So
because
remember, I understand that, coach. I say, all right,
we are not in the Pioneer. If you are it don't apply to the citizen of the country. They are saying
fine, man. But hold on, man. That is even more egregious. You're not imposing these measures and sanctions on your people. But I am a visitor. Hold on, man.
If the man is a visitor country, you have to drink some Lucozade.
Now, what so,
as an example.
I'm saying, the people who reside in your country, who have residence in your country and who are operate and are working in your country and their country to extend it, them living in your country. I am only coming to your country for a specified period of time, for a particular event. You just participate in a part of the event and get the hell out of your country. Now, I'm finding it a little egregious that you impose these things on me when you lift them off for your own citizens who live in your country. See, you should permit me some special visa or something.
They don't know where you're coming from and what you're bringing.
Well, I don't know. Me have a look. As I say, for me, coach, I think if I were, for example, the head of the IOC, any country that is bidding for these rights, for these games, have to put something in the clause that says to me, I am prepared to waive. See, and as I said, I go along moral lines, or even, all right, so, but even along moral lines, if there's a country, well, like me as a Qatar, I say, boy, any man will come up and protect whatever kind of sex. Then if I knew that from early, then you basically disqualify yourself from hosting, because we live in a world where person's culture, if you're not open.
But
well, not coach, man. If you're open to cultural diversity, you should not be able to host a world event.
But then take it as far as possible, say none of them man they can come down there.
I want his name.
At that distance, so then take it to the. Oh.
Yeah, I know it's a money thing, CC, but Virgin here,
120 billion.
I don't believe that people should be excluded.
Pioneer, have you seen? Hold on, you can't use it. Have you seen the Oregon, the World Championship, Oregon logo.
What's that?
You don't see it.
I'll go on, sir.
Coach means you see it. You Coach means
Yeah, man, I see it. Yeah, man, I see it.
You see it, CC.
No, I'm not see it. I'm not see it.
All right. That could not. All I would say that logo could not work in Qatar.
Oh yes, I did.
that alone, me say.
They'll have none of it.
None of it. Simple as that. So everybody have their own. Yeah. But they say no.
Oh.
Oh, you just a see it.
You know, some man is to me, I'm not even see them thing, you know.
You're not observant, CC.
No, meaning that I'm saying to you that me not really like meaning that I've become more, what do I say now, inclusive and diverse in a way in which me not really see past certain things. It's like it's transparent to me.
Okay.
Because I'm a traveled man.
All right, boss. All right, Mr. Traveled. We travel too. We travel from St. Ann to Kingston and to Montego Bay. And Coach travel from Lindsay to Kingston. So we travel to, you know where you travel, we don't travel. A Portmore alone, you travel through and talk about you're traveling, man. You drop on a Portmore every day, boy, you're traveling.
I said traveled.
Eh?
Man. I said I'm a traveled man.
Is he saying he's traveled or troubled?
Is it a coach? But as I said, I never realized because I'm not really pay attention to certain things. If it doesn't affect me, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. But I understand what they're doing. I don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, the rule is the rule. You understand me? At least should participate. But because I told them before, you have to just comply. Yeah, but Coach means, listen, thanks for coming on. Listen, you don't even invite Pioneer over there and preach, China, man. If you come. Hey, Coach,
yeah, man, realize that I'm a guru, man.
You know, say nothing rate me for my track and field thing, you know, Coach Minzy. You think I just football me deal with no Coach Minzy. Me know me track and field, you know.
All right, sir.
Yeah, me Uncle Google a cousin, you know, man.
Yeah, Uncle Google. Amen.
Yeah, but respect, thanks for coming on. And thing. You understand me. Big up, take care of you and your family, man. All the best. And
yeah, man, respect. It was good being here, man. With Pioneer and CC and Preacher and yourself.
Yeah, and if you invite Pioneer them over Tuesday still, man. For real.
Yeah, man, we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, man. All right, CC, bless up as well. Pioneer battery run out again, 3%. You don't know. God. But big up everybody who tuned in for this late edition of the show. I'm really, happy that you came on and you joined us. Thank you for doing that. Before you leave, please ensure that you hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure Sports, go over on the YouTube platform and ensure that you subscribe to it. Also, listen, check out the Coach's Desk. When you talk about the coverage on track and field, one of the fastest growing, not just sporting channels, but channels in Jamaica right now. Wide range of discussion. In fact, if on a Friday, you have they start a triple treat, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You don't want to miss that. I'm normally over there in the comment section, and sometimes nowadays, Coach will give me a 1 and 2 invitation because you understand me. I'm not too like me, dig me personality, you see me? So him just make me stay in the comment section. But check out the but check out the Coach's Desk. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday triple treat. There are shows throughout the week, but those are the big billings and hundreds and hundreds of people on it. Big up to Pioneer, to Preacher who was on earlier, and to all the persons in the comment section again. As usual, I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports, and we say we are over, and we are OUT out.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New heard this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, you cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, some are known for the food from we young, from we day, you need high eat. I am sure sports. Yeah, dog.